And next one, Birsa Munda. Before knowing about Birsa Munda, actually this tribal revolt was conducted earlier than the Sipai Mutiny, which was called as the first War of Independence in 1857, and also this one continued after the first Independence War of Independence in 1857. Okay, so now let us come to the Birsa Munda. Birsa Munda was a tribal man who was born in 1875 in Chota Nagpur region. He wanted to become a member of missionary, and later he did not find any spiritual peace in that religion, so he went back to his old ways of life along with his tribal men. And he was deeply impressed by the Hinduism ideas of Hinduism, and then he started a new religion by the age of 21 years. A large number of mundas, they started following him, and they treated him as the reincarnation of the Lord. And Birsa possessed, and also they believed this Birsa Munda possessed a supernatural power. And many mundas from different villages started traveling to his village like pilgrimage. And this one actually created a good fame and good name, and he became very famous and powerful among the tribal men. So this one created the threat, scare among the Britishers that he might become a threat to them. And they want to arrest him, but they knew that these other tribal men who are along with him will not allow them to arrest him, and they will support him and protect him, so they don't want to arrest him by the daylight. So they planned and they executed, and they arrested him by 24th August of 1895 when he was sleeping in his hideout, and he was taken to Ranchi. And as a retaliation, these tribal people, they started fighting against these Britishers. They were not able to tolerate the retaliation of these tribal men by the Britishers. So the Britishers set him free by January of 1898, and Birsa Munda came to his village, and he started his old ways of life. And he and his tribal men started supporting the fight against the Britishers, because the tribal men were earlier, they were landowners. These land owned tribal men were converted into landless laborers, and all these things happened all because of the Britishers and their policies. So this tribal men, they want to get away from the clutch of the British people, so they started fighting against the Britishers. And Birsa Munda put a step forward in helping these tribal men by training them their army, and he created a very large army, the army which is very much expert in sword and using bows and arrows. And people were encouraged by the Birsa Munda to fight against the injustice and to get their rightful things for themselves. And these tribal men were encouraged by the Birsa Munda. They started a massive attack on the Christmas Eve of 1899 over the European people, that is British people, over the British officers, zamindars, missionary house, and police station. Everything they attacked. And the second attack was on 7th January of 1900. Almost 300 mundas, they attacked the police station and they murdered some constables. So these people were chased back by the deputy commissioner of Ranchi along with his men. Most of the tribal men, they entered into the deep forest, and a few were caught and they were killed. Around 200 people were killed in that, women's and children's also included. So now these Britishers want to arrest Birsa Munda because uh, he became the highlighted reason for the revolt among the mundas against the Britishers. So he organized the revolt, so they want to arrest him. And now they were not able to arrest him because the other tribal men were helping him. But he was arrested on 3rd February of 1900 when a tribal of Munda he betrayed Birsa Munda, and he was arrested. And then as soon as he got arrested after a few months, by 2nd January of 1900 he died by suffering from cholera. Now, tribal revolt in the northeastern region. Kasi people who are living around the Jayantia Garo hills, they actually uh, uh, actually fighting against this British East Indian Company and British regime, because these British people started annexing the Kazi neighboring areas, territories. And these Britishers also had the plan of installing a road from Sylhet to Burma. So, when they are going to install a road between these two areas, they have to take the territories of this Kasi people, which was actually threatening their power by the British people. So, Kazis, they started their revolt by 1829. It continued up to 1833. The leader of Kasi revolt was Tirut Singh Nonglaw. He united all the Kasi chiefs and to fight against the Britishers. And Kasis and the Garo tribes also joined, and they attacked the Bengalis as well as the Europeans in Nanglaw. These Bengalis were the people who were supporting the Europeans, British people. They killed many of the Britishers as well as the Bengalis, and they released the imprisoned people who were forced as a forced labor in the construction of roads. And few tribal members they moved towards Chirapunji of Meghalaya in search of the political agent of Assam, Mr. Scott. Meanwhile, Tirut Singh, he took concrete steps, strong steps in organizing the Sangpos boats and other tribal men to join them to fight against the British regime. So, the shelter of Kasi, now the sheer strength of Kasi, that is the total strength of Kasis became 10,000, which actually scared the British. The number scared the British, and now the British, they don't want to fight directly. They actually burned down the villages of Kasis. By 1833, this Tirut Singh, the leader of the Kasi tribe, he surrendered to the Britishers on the promise that they should spare his life. So while these British people were engaged by these Kasis and Sangpos till 1830s, the other groups, tribal groups, also started their revolt against this Britishers. The end, the Assami nobles who are fighting independently against the Britishers, they actually enthroned Kumar Rupchand as their ruler, and they invited Kamatis, Nagas, Garos to join them and fight against the Britishers. This joint force was defeated by the British latest weaponry, and the Sangpos one more time they were rose in revolt in 1839, and they killed Colonel White, the British political agent. After that, their revolt was completely suppressed by the Britishers. Then Nagas. Nagas, they started their revolt in 1844, and they attacked the Dimpur police station and they murdered the chief. And this insurge of Nagas continued to 3 to 4 years. After that, next tribe it is Cookies. Cookies, they started their revolt by 1826, and then they revolted in 1844 and as well as in 1849. These tribal men were living in the Lusia hills of Manipur. Every time they are fighting with the British people, they used to take the head token as a token of their victory. So these British people, they actually scared of this Cookie tribes, and most of the people they flee away from that place to save their lives. And one more notable campaign was conducted by 7,000 Kuki tribes who fought against this British force. And this Kuki people, these tribal people, revolt was suppressed in 1850s. The last topic, it is the Santal revolt. The Santal revolt, this group of tribal people also settled in Chota Nagpur region. They conducted the revolt between 1855 to 56, and their revolt is not directly against British force and police and revenue collectors alone, but their main targets were Mahajans, that is zamindars, money lenders, and landowners who actually exploited this people by using the Britishers' policy as an intermediate thing. And now, Bairo, Kanho, Sidhu, this group of people organized them into 10,000 in number on 30th June of 1855. They actually raided over the British settlement and residential area, and also they damaged the railways and the postal services between Rajmahal to Bhagalpur. And they became very much dominant and powerful in that region. And these people actually carry poisoned arrows, and many people carry swords, and they also carry fire to show light on their way, and also to burn down the obstacles in their ways. So they attacked the homes of Europeans and killed many Indians along with the Europeans. These Indians are the people who actually helping the Britishers in laying railways and other policies. Mean helping the Britishers to conduct their policies in Indian territories. And this much of resistance were not expected by the Britishers. The strength, power, and violence of the tribal men actually scared the Britishers, and they didn't expect this kind of resistance from the tribal men. And now the British force, they want to settle down this Santal revolt. But till February of 1856, they were not able to make the Santals to submit or surrender before them. And after that, these Britishers, they actually arrested the leaders of the Santal revolt. They tortured them and made the movement to conclude, and they suppressed the movement. So by this, the fifth chapter of history is over. Thank you, class.